Harlow was pure sunshine. From the minute he came, he was just love.
He was a shining light. He had this personality about him that was just different. Very adventurous, and he just had these bright blue eyes and smiled all the time.
Like she said, he loved to play with his big brother, EJ. No matter what EJ was doing to him, whether EJ was trying to make him laugh or he was picking on him, Harlow would just be laughing and cracking up with him.
As soon as he seen my daughter, it didn't matter if it was his favorite football, his favorite squirt gun, his favorite Nerf gun. He was sharing it with her.
On our wristbands, we actually, on the inside of them, we wrote, "Love others, enjoy every moment, and trust God," because we felt like that was Harlow's life. Like, Harlow loved everybody, and he just enjoyed every moment.
He was a light. He was a light for the whole family.
Mom was outside with them. Harlow was outside. They were all playing swimming, and Mom walked in to change the laundry over. My mom said she heard a scream and she knew it wasn't good. My oldest son had jumped in to get him out. My mom started CPR right away. We got the call that would change our life forever. So we immediately go to our local hospital. When we walked in, they were doing chest compressions, trying to get his heart back.
We had like 8 doctors and nurses in the room all night trying to get his vitals, everything back to normal. He was able to come off the ventilator, which none of the doctors thought he would be able to because of the brain damage. So then the next day we got to take him outside and just hold him in the wheelchair. He still had never opened his eyes or anything, but we just knew taking him outside he would love it because he was always outside. He always wanted to be outside. So as we slowly started seeing that his body would no longer accept the nutrition, that's when we had to make the decision to then just take him to hospice. EJ would just lay in bed and watch cartoons with him. They lived for 38 days after the accident.
So while we were in the hospital, you know, you're trying to figure out all the things. What can we do as parents? And of course, we're on our knees praying. I started to research treatments or just different information. And along with that, I found that this was the #1 cause of children's death from the ages 1 to 4. And then it's the second cause of death for ages 5 to 12. So reading that, I almost was infuriated that why I'd never heard this before. And I found that a lot of parents didn't know either until they were where I was sitting. I think through that, we felt like we wanted other people to know so that they weren't living the story that we were. We started Harlow's Helping Hands. The biggest thing was we just wanted more people to know that it's a silent killer, it's so quick, and it can happen to anyone. We just recently had our first event where we did CPR training, and so it's really just been all boots on the ground to try to save a life if we can. You can also find resources on our website. It's harlowshelpinghands.com.
Every child is so precious and so special, and that's why they fight so hard. You know, that's why they want to build, they want people to understand this. It's not to raise money, it's to make them understand that we don't want you to go through this.
I think that you read some of the stories where, you know, God showed up, and I just kept hoping and praying that would be my story too. But he had other plans, and I know that there's a purpose for this, and someone watching this will hopefully tell someone about his story and save someone's life. I wish that we had someone tell us, because we wouldn't have to be sitting here now. But we decided that we wouldn't allow this pain to go to waste.
I don't think we'll ever stop grieving, but I think we are starting to see slowly the good that we can do with it and have a purpose in it.
We're committed to Harlow's legacy and shining the light that he always had. I think that's gonna help bring more awareness, and hopefully we can slow these numbers down. Last year there was 4,500 drownings in the US under the age of 4, and I think that has to be talked about.